knew that was going to be a physical game with the way those guys play. They're a really good team. They've had a ton of success the last few weeks, and so we knew it was going to be a battle.
They went right down the field the first time they got the ball. What changed from their side, or what did you do?
Yeah. Obviously, we had some missed ops, on that first drive. It was unfortunate, but I thought our guys just hung in there. Kept battling. Tightened up things a little bit more, and so.
Do you feel like this is the best game you've seen them play this year?
I think in all three phases, just playing complementary football, and we know there's missed ops out there. There's opportunities that we want to grow in, and we got to talk about and get better because of. But I just felt like all three phases were really playing well together and collectively.
What did you make of Tyler?
Yeah, I thought Tyler took an awesome step today. I thought he made some big-time plays, some off-schedule plays, the two to Juwan off-schedule, moving within the pocket. I thought he hung in that pocket really, really well, delivered. Can't say enough, big things about, CO, Juwan, these perimeter guys, the plays that they made.
A blocked field goal could have been a real change in momentum. How well were you explaining the rule on that? And obviously you stood up right after and it didn't make a difference.
Yeah, I thought the beauty of that was, the rule's the rule. The ball went past the line of scrimmage, we touched it. Hey, it's their ball. I understand that rule. And something we talk about a lot in the heat of the moment. You see a football, your natural reaction is to recover the thing. And so we get to educate ourselves because of that. But I thought the way our guys respond was just phenomenal. Respond there to create a turnover after that.
You took us through the touchdown to Juwan. Just before that moment, why you called that specific play? What was kind of the progression? What Tyler saw?
Yeah, really good play. I think that's the backside route. You're playing a high-low game on the front side. He worked through his progression, stepped up in the pocket, and really found Juwan on the backside of the original play. And so I thought it was just a really good example of Tyler's ability to move, keep his eyes downfield, and make a play.
That being a big moment in the game, do you say anything to Tyler beforehand, or is it just play call comes in?
Play call, let him play. He's playing really good.
Yes, his composure in those third and medium, third and long situations, that kind of a game changer for the offense in a way. It seemed like a lot of the big plays came.
Definitely was a really good, some really good moments there because of that. I thought, again, playing in the pocket, stepping up, finding the guys downfield. I thought there were some big time opportunities there, and third downs are hard downs. And so, for us to come away with some really successful plays on that, I thought credit to those guys who are out there making the plays.
Was Chris's speed and verticality, does that help offset you guys trading with Sheed? Did he run some of the routes that he would run today, or?
It's a good question. I think, CO can attack every element of this field. And so, we're going to be able to utilize it. He obviously made a phenomenal play downfield a couple times. A few of the other guys got in there and played some roles, maybe not as many targets to those guys, but those guys were out there playing and they did an awesome job executing. And so I feel like this group is going to grow together and progress.
What was the hottest running back in the NFL the last 5 weeks? What were y'all able to do to slow him down?
Yeah, team football on defense, assignment sound, gap sound, tackled really well. He still missed, we missed some tackles. He broke some tackles there, but I thought, we just did such a good job of not giving up those big, explosive, long runs as we went.
Do you think this game meant something more to Chris, just considering what happened in the stadium with the concussion a year ago?
I think that's fair to, ask CO. Obviously, his experiences, he's had to navigate that through this entire journey. And so, obviously, you can anticipate that's something that's going to weigh on your mind a little bit. It's natural. But the way he played today, that was just incredible. Incredible plays, phenomenal. The energy, the juice that he brought to our team. I thought it was a really special performance.
You mentioned the awesome step for Tyler. What do you look for now from him? And where do you kind of want to see his development grow?
Yeah, we're just going to keep growing. Every game, there's going to be 5 plays that we're going to say, we're going to want to improve on those. There are going to be some plays that we can lean our hat on and continue to reinforce, and we just got to keep growing.
Also, that 8-minute drive to end the game,
yeah.
How important was that to, seal this one out?
Yeah, that was such a cool drive. Just a really, really cool drive. Physicality, offensive line, battling. It's really Taysom and the running backs, and they just went for it. And so really cool drive for those guys. Really an identity type drive where you can lean on, when you talk about being a physical football team and grinding games out like this. It's a really good example of it. Yeah, traditionally, normally we would prefer to defer. We're trying to get a little bit of a spark the last 2 weeks. It, obviously it didn't, get the result that we had hoped. And so, we'll decide each week how we want to best suit this, and made that decision, before the game.
When you choose which side to defend, what do you figure that out beforehand? Like, how do you decide?
Which direction you're kicking and all that stuff.
Yeah, well, because you defer, so you get to choose.
Yeah. Usually that's in communication with special teams, and then just talking about field conditions and stuff. So sometimes there's wind that factors into that.
What do you make of the kind of the first half sequence near the end there? What do you guys think?
Yeah. Obviously, trying to have the last possession of the drive, the last relevant possession of the quarter, and so I got to look at it, to see if we, ultimately weren't able to get the points that you want, and so I got to look at, seeing where can we improve there, execution wise, schematically, get ourselves in position. Maybe I'll look at how those timeouts progress and where we can potentially improve there.
You hit on it before, but I wanted to ask it again. Like, when Tyler converts those third downs like that, like, what does that tell you about him?
Yeah, he's executing and playing really good football. Those are not easy downs. Again, we talked about there's hard downs in this league, and teams that can execute in those downs and make plays, they're the ones that are the most successful teams. And so, obviously credit to our guys who went out there and made those plays. The protection, Tyler, the perimeter guys, some guys stepped up.
Now have a bye week next week. How can you use this win to kind of use that momentum going into the final stretch?
Yeah, obviously, you won't play for 13 days now, and so to have a win, as your last moment, I think can carry some momentum, carry some energy. Our guys got to recharge during a bye week. We got to use it to our advantage and put ourselves in position to kind of attack this back end of the season. And so, I'm excited for our guys to be able to utilize that and get ready to go.
What was working about throwing him with that physicality?
Yeah, I thought physicality. I thought Alvin, credit to him. Some really just physical, dirty runs where he was able to finish really well. And so, I thought there was some progress there, and we just got to keep growing in that area.
And the other day talking about the 1-8 started to it. Feels like things are still being done the right way. The energy that's building in the locker room is still good. Is winning a game just help you kind of reinforce that? Because obviously we say that, but wins aren't coming.
No doubt. Ultimately, we're here to win football games, and we want to win football games collectively. And so it takes the entire group. I give a ton of credit to our guys, the way they've battled the last few weeks, to come up short a number of games in a row and to come back, recharge, ready to go each Wednesday, ready to put in a new plan and just go about the week every single week the same way. And, so I think, it's credit to our guys. We have the right kind of guys in the building to keep growing and keep developing and keep getting better as a team.
What do you see on the line interception?
Yeah, I didn't get a great angle of it. So obviously big time play, just credit to him, just being in place and having vision on the ball, obviously big time play.
Was there anything you guys were able to do to Bryce Young's drive for attempt that high? Like, that really?
Yeah, I thought, combination of rush and coverage, when those things tie together and they play complementary and our defense is able to play, with a little bit of a lead and a little bit of that momentum. And now you can feel like, hey, I can come after this quarterback. I can rush the passer. The DBs can play with a little bit more vision and play in some favorable situations. I think all that stuff adds up to favorable situations for us to go for it.
I know that you guys you had a few turnovers, but like be able to like kind of impose like that when you don't have 5 turnovers, what does that say about kind of that you're able to do that without the amount of volume that we
Just with them creating turnovers?
Yeah, well, just like what your defense was showing even in the moments that they didn't.
Yeah, I thought our guys, the play style was really good. The physicality, the effort, the finish, to create a couple turnovers was obviously game changing for us. And I thought our guys kept attacking the football. There's more opportunities out there that we're going to look at and say, hey, we're really close here. How can we keep getting better and keep taking advantage of these opportunities? All right. Thanks, guys.
All right, that was Saints head coach Kellen Moore talking about the Saints 17-7 victory over the Carolina Panthers. What's going on, Who Dat Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones. And yes, I am the host of the State of the Saints podcast. Thank you so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. And a quick reminder that the State of the Saints podcast is brought to you by MyBookie. You can place your bets at MyBookie. Download the MyBookie app or go to their website. And if you were to place your bet that the New Orleans Saints would have covered the 4.5 points that they were not favored in this game, they were supposed to fall to the Carolina Panthers. If you would have said that the Saints were going to get that victory, getting that dub and cover, then you would have got yourself some bread today. You can also place your bets on other games. There's a Sunday night game that's going to be taking place tonight. You can do so by going to MyBookie. There's a $500 buy-in option up to $500. Bet $500, a chance for you to get your $500 back if you lose. All right, all you have to do is use the promo code SAINTS. Use the promo code SAINTS. Well, let's get into it. Who Dat Nation? The Saints get their second win of the season. The Saints go to 2-8. They knock off the Carolina Panthers 17-7. And, you know, the New Orleans Saints go into a bye with a win. And it's always great to go into a bye with a victory instead of a defeat, because now you have 2 weeks to think about how well you played. The Saints defense definitely came to play. They understood the assignment. On last week, the New Orleans Saints got dominated by the Rams. I mean, the time of possession wasn't even close. It was like a JV team going up against a varsity team, and the New Orleans Saints couldn't do anything right defensively, it seemed. But in this game, they understood the assignment that you cut off the head and the body will follow. And right now, the head of the Carolina Panthers offense is Rico Dowdle. Rico Dowdle has been running wild over the last couple of weeks, and the New Orleans Saints understood that if they neutralize and shut down Rico Dowdle and they just go out there and look for Bryce Young to go out there to make plays, they will take that every day of the week. All right. And they were able to shut down Rico Dowdle. Bryce Young wasn't able to be effective in a passing game. The Saints generated some turnovers, and, you know, the rest is history, you know, and people were talking about, you know, the Panthers underestimating the Saints, this, that, and the third. No, I do not believe that. The Carolina Panthers wanted to win this football game. The New Orleans Saints just went out there and they won. Like, it's plain and simple. Like, you know, we can't on one hand say, oh, man, the Saints don't have a chance, and start talking all that noise, some of these Carolina Panthers fans out there, and then all of a sudden they team lose, talking about we didn't respect y'all. Well, the fact that you thought that the game was going to be so easy to win is because you didn't respect the Saints. But I guarantee you, like, you gotta understand, man, these divisional games are not like some of these other games where, you know, it is, you know, out of the division, AFC versus NFC. Like, you know these teams. They know each other like the back of their hands. They know the playmakers. They know the guys who's going to make plays. They know that the matchups they can exploit. So you gotta throw records out of the window. And that's one of the main reasons why, you know, I picked the New Orleans Saints to beat the Panthers today, is because of that. I'm like, the only reason I'm picking the Saints, I'm like, because this is a divisional game. So I'm not even looking at it like, look at their record. Like, some people, that's what they do. Look at their record, look at our record. Look at their team, look at our team. That may be like in some cases where, you know, you're going up against a team that you're not familiar with. You play like every 3 or 4 years. But when you're playing a team twice a year, like, that stuff doesn't matter. So the New Orleans Saints got the victory today. You know, great effort by the defense. Alontae Taylor played really well in this game. Nate Shepard had a sack and a blocked field goal, which I've never seen in my entire life. I've never seen a blocked field goal end up getting the ball back to the same team that missed the field goal. I mean, I've never seen that before in my life, but only in a Saints game where you see some stuff that you've never seen from the officiating crew. I mean, we even seen the chains come out. I don't think I've seen the chains come out all season. Like, I could be wrong. Like, they probably came out a couple times, but usually, like, they've been using like technology to determine the line of game. But they done brought out the chains and everything. Like, it's just unbelievable, man. They tried to keep the Carolina Panthers in this game any way that they could, from a phantom roughing the passer penalty on Demario Davis when he had his hand on Bryce Young's shoulder. There was another play where, you know, they said Brian Brzee jumped off sides, but clearly the center jumped before Brian Brzee did. I mean, it was just all type of stuff. But at the end of the day, the New Orleans Saints, they got it done, and that's all you can ask for. Tyler Shough. I mean, Tyler Shough played outstanding in this game, had 282 yards passing and 2 touchdowns, got the ball out to his receivers. You know, and to me, I just think that the way that he was throwing his ball, he was trusting his receivers to come down with it. And not to mention, like, when he was under duress, really good footwork by Tyler Shough. And not just his footwork, his ability to be able to escape the pocket all the while looking downfield. He was able to extend those plays. Those wide receivers were able to break off their routes in order to try to, stay lock and step with them to try to make a play. And, you got some guys looking pretty formidable in this game. Got Chris Olave going over 100 yards. Got Juwan Johnson with 92 yards receiving. And also something I thought that we were going to never see again, which is a screen pass to Alvin Kamara. I mean, where did that come from? I mean, that was shades of old Saints right there. A screen pass that went for big gains. Also credit to the young Devin Neal averaging 5.5 yards a clip. I mean, it was a really good team effort, but you got to take a look at Tyler Shough and say, man, the Saints may have something with this guy. Maybe it was just one of those cases where sitting on the bench for a couple weeks actually paid dividends for him. And also, the fact that the New Orleans Saints wide receiver group looked pretty formidable, with him as the quarterback. Now, before people be talking about, oh, man, it's the Panthers, I don't care who it is. I don't care what it is, because if a guy doesn't have any redeeming qualities or any saving grace, it doesn't matter if it's the Panthers, if it's the Jets, if it's the Titans. It really does not matter. They're not going to show you what he has shown you in his game. So want to give credit to Tyler Shough with a very stellar performance. I mean, he was outstanding in this game from start to finish, no doubt about that. So credit to the young man going out there in the second start, really going out there and performing really well. And honestly, I think the game last week kind of helped the Saints. And what I mean by that is, Tyler Shough wasn't in the game very long. Like I said, the Saints only had 16 minutes of total time of possession. So, like the fact that, the game went by so fast and it was dominated by the Rams, the Panthers didn't really have too much to see on Tyler Shough. So I think that kind of benefited Tyler Shough in this game. But regardless, like he made plays and he threw the ball up, and he trusted his wide receivers to come down with the football. Did they come down with it every time? No, they did not. But in most cases, he gave them opportunity to make plays, and that's all you can ask for. So, the New Orleans Saints are on a bye week, and they go into a bye knowing that they got to win. And the next time they play will be against the Atlanta Falcons, another divisional game for the black and gold. But let's go ahead, man. We'll get into the comments. But first, I want to acknowledge Tyra. Thank you very much for the $10. Says today was a good day. Today was a good day. Falcons lost, Buck lost, Panthers lost, Saints win. Whoop whoop. We 2-8, but it's better than 1-9 and feeling good going into the bye week. Yeah, I mean, look, everybody in the division lost, which was a shock. I thought that maybe Tampa would have beat the Patriots, but I mean, yeah, man, everybody in the division lost, and this is something that I don't think has happened all season. I mean, the New Orleans Saints being a lowly team in the division to win a football game. It used to be like that every week, but now, like the Saints finally they're the only team in the division that won. So let's go ahead and read some of your comments. I know this should be interesting right here. Let's go ahead and we'll start right here. It says, Shough had a good game. Extended plays, drew receivers open. Nice offensive play all around. Yeah, I honestly think that the only thing that really stopped Tyler Shough today was Kellen Moore. Like Kellen Moore with that conservative play calling in the first half. Like that 3rd and 5 where he just ran Alvin Kamara up the gut. Like what the heck was that about? And then they go out there on 4th down. They try to hard count it, right? Have y'all ever seen this? He tried to hard count it, and they tried to get the Panthers to jump off sides, and then they just end up like calling timeout. And then they go right back out there again. Like that is one of those situations where like a coach isn't trusting himself, because I've never seen a team try to hard count another team, and then all of a sudden like they go back out there again. Like normally it's like, okay, we're going to hard count them. We're going to take a delay of game penalty and punt, or we're going to try to hard count them, call a timeout and kick a field goal. So this is like, he wasn't really trusting himself. He wasn't really trusting what he actually was seeing or something like that, man. He was in his head. Like, man, you got to trust your team for better or for worse. Like, you're going to go for it on 4th down, go for it. But I'm glad, like, in the second half, you saw a little bit more aggressive, type play calling from Kellen Moore. I think it had a lot to do with the fact that he saw the defense was really having a really good game and the Panthers couldn't do anything. But, man, you got to trust your team. You got to trust your quarterback and trust what he's actually showing you. I mean, Tyler Shough was dealing. So there was no point for you to to put the ball on the ground on a 3rd and 5. You know, there wasn't no point in it. You should have allowed him to go out there and try to throw the ball on 3rd and 5. If it's an incomplete pass, then guess what? It's better than that 1 yard running up behind Cesar Ruiz or no block and tail. Derrick Brown dominated most of the game over Cesar Ruiz. I mean, it was pretty bad. But at the end of the day, I mean, the offensive line, they held up relatively well. And when they didn't, Tyler Shough was able to use his feet. Let's see. Quarterbacks don't hit their peak until their late 20s. We also need help everywhere. Yeah, that's true. Let's see. So stupid to say we need a quarterback shows your ignorance. You just a hater. Man, shut your dumb ass up. I hate when people like say certain things and they take it completely out of context. When somebody said, what does the Saints draft? I said the Saints need to draft a quarterback. That is what I said. But what did I say afterwards? I said, but it all depends on what Tyler Shough do during these 8 weeks. If he shows you that he is a starting caliber quarterback, then you go in a different direction. But as of right now, I'm like, yeah, draft the quarterback until he shows you otherwise. Like, if you're going to tell half of the story, tell it all with your ignorant ass. Like, seriously, man. Like, don't put words in my mouth, bro. Don't put words in my mouth. Make sure that you listen to everything that I said. I said they should draft a quarterback. That should be the key. But if Tyler Shough over the next 8 weeks show you that he deserves that position, then you build around him. But of course, nobody want to hear that, though. All they want to hear is, man, but he said they need another quarterback. Man, shut your dumb ass up. Seriously, man. Like, seriously. Like, do not put words in my mouth. Do not put words in my mouth. Like that. I'm just sitting up here like saying, oh man, they just need a quarterback without no context. That don't even sound like me. I'm not going to just sit up here and just say that. So I'm tired of this, man. I'm tired of these clowns always trying to infiltrate the chat. Where y'all be at when I do be saying stuff right? Y'all ain't nowhere to be found. Sitting there waiting in the shadows and then halfway saying what I'm saying without any context. Like, I'm sick of that, man. Like, man, get out of here. Get out of here. Saints played to win instead of not to lose, finally. Yeah, I mean, they made opportunities. And then also when things didn't go their way, I think everybody was like, oh, here we go. But they end up creating opportunities for themselves. Nate says, I can't wait for the round table. Yeah, man. I mean, look, I knew a lot. Like I said, I was like, man, I think the Saints gonna win this game. People thought I was crazy. I mean, because like I said, in the division, you got to throw the records out of the window. You have got to throw them out the window. The rookie got us to win. Kellen Moore play calling is trash, man. Yeah, it definitely was. You gonna swear we were 8-2 when I leave the comment section? TJ, I think the schedule rest of the way is favorable. Only team left with a winning record is the Bucks. Yeah, y'all notice how there was only one holding penalty today. I don't know who penalty backup is, but he's way better because if Penny was playing, he definitely would have been called for holding. Tyra, look, Dylan Radin should have been in the game the entire time. Like, the fact is, Trevor Penny was in the game for the simple fact of the New Orleans Saints trying to justify his position as a first-round draft pick. He is not better than Dylan Radins. He is not. I'm not saying Dylan Radins is the answer at left guard because I still need to see more from him. He has been a starter. He was a top draft pick, with the Titans back in the day. But at the end of the day, he played much better. And it seemed like the running game was more effective, with him in the lineup. Now, if you can get Cesar Ruiz up out of here and get somebody else with some credibility at the left guard position, then you'll be okay. Strolling down, they said they have to stop with some of these Hill plays that be killing momentum. I don't understand why they just don't use Taysom Hill in the multifaceted ways. Like when they got down to the red zone, I'm talking about when they first got down to the red zone after that big time extended play from Shough to Johnson. I was like, man, watch they put Taysom Hill in the game on this QB power. And sure enough, they did that. I'm like, Taysom Hill isn't a tight end masquerading as a quarterback. He was a quarterback who you converted to a tight end, to a fullback. He can throw the football. They tried to do it like on some type of rollout, like late on in the game. But I'm like, Taysom Hill can make plays from the pocket. Like you can snap the ball to Taysom Hill and he can throw the ball to a tight end, to a wide receiver on time for a gain or a touchdown. Like this is one of the ultimate cheat sheets that they just using. Like, I don't know, man, like this Nebraska 1995 with Tommy Frazier or something. I mean, I don't understand it. Like, what are we doing here, man? The same old song and dance. Short yardage situation. They passing it off to him. QB power. They just stacking the box. They like, okay, here it comes, everybody. Like, come on, man. The play calling and imagination of his offense sometime under Kellen Moore is so damn vanilla, man. You can serve it at Baskin Robbins. I tell you that. We are counting on you, TJ, to give the business during the NFC South Roundtable on Tuesday evening. I mean, what business do I need to give, man? I mean, this wasn't like a Super Bowl win or nothing like that. And then on top of that, like, you can't sit up here and say, oh, man, you know, like, oh, man, they everybody picked the Saints to lose. Like, the Saints been losing for the last 4 weeks. So it's not like, okay, they picked the Saints to lose. I mean, the Saints been losing for a minute. I mean, I'm happy that the Saints won. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy that the Saints won. But to pick the Saints to lose against Carolina after Carolina has won, 4 of their last 5. They've been 4-0 with Bryce Young since, you know, I don't want to say since he got injured or something, came back. Like, I mean, I can't blame him. I can't blame him for that. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and keep it a buck. You know, like I'm gonna say I'm the only one that picked the Saints to win, which I did. But yeah, I can't blame them for like picking against the Saints to lose. Like, Saints haven't been good this season. Roundtable about to be fun. TJ, you think we can build on this? Look, only time will tell. But I tell you what, Tyler Shough flashed today. Like he flashed today. Like I want people to understand this. The secondary of the Carolina Panthers aren't slouches. Like they are not slouches. Like J.C. Horn, I don't know, man. He need to change the spike on his cleats. Like your homeboy was slipping and sliding all over the place. Mike Jackson is a pretty talented, cornerback number 2. Then you got Morig out there that play more like a safety flash linebacker. I mean, they got some talent, man. They got some talent in the secondary. So for these guys to go out here, man, and kind of carve up that secondary the way that it did was pretty impressive. Now, Juwan Johnson eating, that ain't too much of a surprise because that linebacker group of the Carolina Panthers is not very good. So the middle of the field is pretty much open opportunity, which, you know, I kind of thought like maybe Juwan Johnson wasn't going to be able to take advantage of that. But at the end of the day, you know, I mean, I still, you know, at the end of the day, man, Juwan Johnson had a good game, but it still don't change the way I feel about the dude. TJ, I'm late, but how you feel about Shough? I think that Shough took a step forward. I think that he played like somebody that you can actually build a team around. Like, now, we need to see more over the next couple of weeks, but as of right now, like he looking like you got your answer at the quarterback position. Now, like I said, you got to continue to win. You got to continue to show flashes. And look, I'm gonna tell y'all something. It's not so much that the Saints won. I'm gonna tell y'all why he took a step forward. It has nothing to do with the fact that the Saints won. It had absolutely nothing to do with the 282 yards that he threw today. The Saints needed to pull away from this game. They needed to pull away from this game. Tyler Shough was under duress. He rolls to his left, slings the ball down the field to Juwan Johnson, and they end up getting into the end zone for the touchdown. It's stuff like that. Like when your team needs a play and everybody like, all right, man, we need to pull away. We need separation here. He goes out there. And like I said, the biggest issue that everybody had when it came to Tyler Shough is, does he get happy feet when he starts sensing pressure? I didn't get that today. And it wasn't like Carolina wasn't like pressuring him at all. Like they were pressuring him and you know, causing him to kind of speed up. He used his feet. He didn't put the ball into harm's way. He was willing to take a sack when a sack was needed. He was willing to throw the ball at the ground when he needed to throw it at the ground. And he also, like I said, he kept his eyes down the field. And sometimes like plays like that, when you need to sulk away clock, when you need to get yourself into the end zone for a touchdown or try to set your team up with a field goal, like those are the type of plays that tell you, okay, like this dude took a step forward, because those are the type of plays that you're going to have to make as a franchise quarterback. It's not so much about, just keeping a team time on task. Like any serviceable quarterback can do that. That's why they call them game managers. But somebody that can elevate their game in crucial situations, to be able to find open lanes, to be able to find those open seams, to be able to get the ball out to your wide receiver, to your tight end. That is what you need. And that's why I feel like he took a step forward. No, it wasn't so much about the win. It was the fact that he was able to make those plays when he needed to make them. And, and a lot of times, like I said, I think it was more of Kellen Moore holding that guy back than him not actually making a play. Michael, thank you very much for the 199. Says, should the Saints draft wide receiver with the top 5 pick? I mean, look, the Saints need everything. Saints pass rush, like pass rush, linebacker, cornerback, offensive line. Like they can go in a multifaceted ways. Shough did not look like a rookie at all. No, he didn't. Olave played well today. Yeah, Chris Olave played well. I guess Chris Olave like, man, thank you. Got somebody to throw me the football today. But look, if he can keep that up, man, he'll be fine. Like I said, man, a really good performance by Chris Olave. And and this is the best thing. Like it's not so much that Chris Olave went over 100 yards. And no, this does not change the way I feel about Chris Olave. I'm sorry, folks. But the fact that this was, like, y'all got to remember, this was the place last year where Chris Olave was knocked out cold. And this was the last game he played last season. It was the last game he played, man. And I was at that game. I mean, this was the field where it happened. And that it had to trigger some type of anxiety, him being out there. So for him to be able to bounce back, have over 100 yards receiving, and be able to make plays the way that he did, I got to give credit to Chris Olave, man, because, that was pretty impressive. Like for you to be able to kind of exercise your demons right there, so to speak. Like that's what he did. TJ, he played smart. Yeah, I mean, look, he made some throws. And like I said, I think the wide receiver core looked better with him as the quarterback. I will say that. They look better. I was wrong about Shough. I think he may turn out to be pretty good. I'm just happy he played well and we won. Yeah, I mean, look, nobody knows what this dude is going to end up being. Like after one game, you still don't know. Like, all I'm saying is, like, you just want to be able to build on and build on the days, right? Be better than you were last week. And he was better than he was last week. He made plays. He looked confident. He looked confident in his ability. At no time in the game, I felt like Tyler Shough looked like the game was just too big for him. Like he looked poised in the pocket. He looked strong in the pocket. He made really good decisions. And his confidence, I think, made Saints fans confident. It's been a minute since I've seen like a quarterback, be as young as he is, be thrust into this type of situation the way that he has and be able to not even flinch. I normally go into these games feeling nothing, but I was more invested today because Panthers fans was getting on my damn nerves. Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, it was just like they just thought it was going to be a shoe-in. I'm telling you, man, I do not, when I'm determining games, I don't look at records, man. I don't look at records because here's the thing. I watch a lot of football. Like some people may think I don't, but I watch a lot of football. And when I say, man, when I look at teams, I don't say these things just to be hating on people. Like it's contrary to popular belief. That's not even my MO. Like I'm telling you like things based on how I feel and what has been presented to me. Can I be wrong about some things? Absolutely. But I'm just telling you, like when you're talking about divisional games, hear me out. When you're talking about divisional games, these are the type of games like everything is just wide open. It's like playing basketball against your brother or something out there in the backyard. Like y'all play several times in the backyard, right? Look, if your brother had like a mean jump shot and straight shot, at the top of the key or something, like he just hit that joint, you might play some defense on him, But he lacked, like, okay, if he's shooting from the side, like, okay, man, you can have that all day. Rebound. Let me get my rebound. Right? You know what his shot selection is. You know where you need to guard him at. This is how those divisional matchups are. So you can't just sit up here and be like, oh, man, well, this a win. This a win. Like, nah, man. Like, these teams know each other. And you can't just underestimate them. Like, that bothers me. Be like, man, why you think they're going to win? Well, because we beat the brakes off the Falcons, and the Falcons, I know better than y'all. So we go, like, nah, man. That ain't justification. That is not justification for a win at all, folks. At all. Like, you got to be able to talk some X's and O's. Like, what are strategies, man? Like, sometimes a team can exploit what a team lacks. For example, like I said, Carolina struggles in the middle of the field. If you have a tight end, like, that tight end can eat up all day. And then you can go back and be like, man, God, dog, such and such, man, that tight end had over 100 yards receiving, man. Shoot, we going to dominate them next week. And then the next thing you know, you may not have as talented of a tight end as the other team. And they're able to neutralize your tight end. And then, man, I thought we was going to be able to exploit that. Nah, man. We can't just go off who beat who and we look better against that. Like, nah, man, that ain't grounds for no win. These divisional games are wide open. I don't care what the record is. Look at the Miami Dolphins today. Look at the Miami Dolphins. Like, you had the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills were 6-2, and they went there and beat the brakes off the Buffalo Bills in Miami. So can't always look at the teams and, like, especially if they're in the division. TJ, I'm not talking about to let them turn this chat into a Rattler hate fest. Both of these kids have talent. Only difference to me is more put the handcuffs on Rattler in terms of play calling. Look, man, I already said this, and I just put this to bed. If you're out here debating quarterbacks and talking about, oh, this guy, this, that, like, both of these guys play for the New Orleans Saints, and I've been saying this for a while. Tyler Shough is the starting quarterback for the Saints, so he has my unwavering support. Like, this is the dude that I'm supporting going into the game. This is a guy that I want to see win. When Spencer Rattler was in the game, I wanted to see him win. Yes, I'm going to big up the qualities of Tyler Shough, just like I'm doing right now. Like, he's in the game. I'm looking at his qualities. I'm not trying to look at what makes him suck, right? I'm looking at the things that you can actually do to make him a better version of himself. Most people look at a quarterback, rather he overthrow somebody, underthrow somebody, throw the ball behind him. Oh, he sucked, right? We looking for reasons not to like the quarterback. On the contrary, I'm looking at how that quarterback can get better. What can you put around him in order for him to be the best version of himself? I don't care about any of that debate stuff. I don't care. People say, man, you was talking good about Rattler. I sure was. And I'm going to be talking good about Tyler Shough when he does well too. Do I feel like I'm fair weather about it? No, I am not. Because at the end of the day, I want to see the Saints win. So sue me. Oh, man, you just out here, man, you being a hypocrite. No, I'm not. The ultimate goal is for the Saints to win. That's what we all should want. So sitting up here, oh, man, you said this about Spencer Rattler. Yeah, I sure did. And I'll say it again. And I ain't got nothing against Tyler Shough. Just because I was big up in Spencer Rattler, and I don't have anything against Spencer Rattler because I'm bigging up Tyler Shough after his performance on today. People just have to understand two things indeed can be true. Two things indeed can be true. If you have 4 quarters, you got $1. If you got $1 bill, you got $1. If you got 100 pennies, you got $1. If you got 10 dimes, you got $1. If you got 20 nickels, guess what? You got $1. You can still big up somebody, still believe in somebody, still think that that person has qualities, and, you know what I'm saying, be a serviceable quarterback, and then on the other hand, think the other person can be a serviceable quarterback too. Saints got 2 serviceable quarterbacks, if you ask me, as of right now. Yes, I believe that. Depends on how you put these guys in what type of situation. One will thrive over the other, vice versa. Some guys will need something completely different. I do not feel bad about what I'm saying. And no, I do not feel hypocritical about what I'm saying too. Some of y'all want to live in that split screen world where you got to choose a side. I choose both sides. I choose rooting for Tyler Shough and Spencer Rattler. Because guess what? if something happened to Tyler Shough, guess who coming back into the game? And guess who you have to start believing in all over again? That quarterback debate over let's roll with who in there. Man, I'm rolling with whoever the quarterback is. Tyler looks more comfortable and confident. Let's see. I'm team Shahi turning up for the Seahawks today. I'm happy for him though. Yeah, man. I mean, the Seahawks looking real good, man. Looking real good. Our quarterback was poised in the pocket and made huge plays on third down. Hayner's just garbage. Facts, TJ. Laughing. Did checking in after a good win. Who dat? The Saints defense was balling. Man, get that clown out of the chat. Clearly doesn't know the context behind my comment. Y'all full of keyboard courage today. Man, I ain't worried about this. Like, this man just straight up just told me without any context whatsoever that I was just saying that the Saints need to draft a quarterback. No, without any context. Yeah, they need to draft a quarterback without any context. That's why I say, man, people just hear what they want to hear. The public school system has failed a lot of you people. You know what you're talking about. If I'm not talking about you, I'm not talking about you. Some of y'all just like I don't know. They used to have like this. They used to have like this class called reading comprehension, where you have to read and then they kind of you have to tell what you learn from the text. Kind of do it in Bible study too. When I was growing up as a kid, some of y'all, I don't know, C minus, D minus type individuals. Giving a shot to Addison. Cool Sports, thank you very much for the 499. Said maybe Tyler Shough will be our Jared Goff, but faster. If that's the case, man, that's a plus. That's a plus, man. Dude played good and got the win. We shouldn't even be comparing the two youngsters. I'm not comparing either one of them, man. Like, look, Spencer Rattler was in the game. He started a few games, you know, and the Saints decided to go in a different direction. I'm not beating up on this guy because I see quarterbacks all the time going to different situations and live up to their true potential. 35-0, man, in that Seahawks game right now against Arizona. 35-0. My goodness. It's still the second quarter. Man, them boys is cooking. Clint Kubiak, he looking like he know what he doing, huh? Your Panthers fans mad. They thought they was the Eagles. I like Shough, but it's still Hayner game. I got it, King Arthur. Facts, TJ. The Saints have a backup and now potential quarterback of the future. The division among Saints fans is nasty. Shaking my damn head. We need both quarterbacks. I don't understand it, man. We up here talking about like we watching like we watching I don't know, man, Young and the Wrestlers or something like that. I'm Team Victor. I'm Team Jack around it. Like, man, come on, bro. Like, man, I'm Team Saints. Like whoever the New Orleans Saints have as their quarterback in the game, running back, wide receiver, tight end, unfortunately. I still want Juwan Johnson to catch the ball, even though I feel like the Saints can do better than him. I mean, that's just not, like, I don't care. 95-yard game does not like just excuse that. But at the end of the day, like when he in the game, man, I'm hoping that he make plays. I'm not sitting there hate watching like, God dang, I said this about Juwan Johnson. Like, I don't care. Like, I want to see him make plays. I'm glad he scored 2 touchdowns in 2 weeks. All facts, CJ got to stop trying to pick one quarterback over the other when they both wear black and gold. Thank you, Addison. That was my point. Shough played well. It's not an indictment on Rattler to give either of the kids their just due. We should want them both to be good. They both play for the New Orleans Saints, but, you know, that's not the case because, like, we live in this world today. People rather look at they rather blow up their own situation to be right about it. Right? I mean, man, look, I'd rather be wrong as, like, y'all may not believe this, but I promise you, I'd rather be wrong as rain about a take. Like, let's just say, for example, with Olave. I say I don't feel like Olave is the number one receiver, right? If Chris Olave just start coming alive over the next couple of weeks, 120, 130-yard receiving, and looks the part, like, I will gladly eat that crow. Man, because at the end of the day, he is looking better for a team that I love. That, you know what I'm saying, that I root for. That, you know what I'm saying, that I cover. So why in God's name wouldn't I want to see that? I don't like my thoughts and my views about being right about a situation will never trump the fact that I want to see the New Orleans Saints win a football game. And if that is where you stand, then man, my goodness, bro, like you need to get your life together. Like sometimes, man, you know, hey, being right can't be the ultimate thing. Like, what are you actually gonna gain? Like people like, oh, you right. And like, okay, you'll feel good about it for a little while, and then all of a sudden, like you're bound, like, okay, man, look here. Man, I'd rather be wrong as I don't know what if that means the Saints winning football games. If I say, man, the Saints gonna lose and they win, I don't care. I'll eat crow. I don't care. The ultimate goal is for the Saints to win. I don't care how they do it. I don't care who the quarterback. I don't care what the tight end did. I don't care what I said about X, Y, and Z. No, I don't care about that. Exactly, TJ. That's what does picking one over the other quarterback do other than make an ass of us all. I just want to win. As heard for riding the L train this much. So now I feel about the game we had last weekend against the Rams. I feel better. You should, yeah. I mean, the Rams are a good team, man. Like, look what they're doing to 49ers right now. As right now, they winning 21-0. Like they dominating the game. They're a good football team, man. The Saints not where the Rams are right now, and that's okay. Let's give up that number one pick for 2 firsts in the 2027 and first and second in 2026. Man, I just want the New Orleans Saints to find a game changer and a cornerstone player. I don't care, person, player, whatever. Let's see. I was hoping we scored on the last drive of the game. And no need for that. No need for that, man. No need for that. Rams cooking the 49ers too. One day they're going to activate Hainer and he going to ball out. Draft Bain Jr. in the first and Chris Bell in the second. They're about to be mad when they see we don't have the number one pick. 985 says you called the TJ. TJ, these people don't understand you will eat crow because you want your team. Bro, I'm telling you, man. I pull up with the crow. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, I keep the crow with me. Do y'all understand me? Look, I got the crow right here. All right? Let me fix his wing right here. He broke. Look, I keep the crow with me. You know what I'm saying? You never know. I'm going to eat it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, for real. Like, seriously, man, the takes that I have, like, people want to sit up here and, like, make it seem like everything just attached. Like, man, you said this. You said that. Like, I'm going to get them wrong sometimes. But I would like to hear when I get them right also. Like, I'm okay with people like, oh, man, you said this. Oh, man, you don't know what you're talking about. But what about the stuff that a person gets right? Right? That's all I'm saying. Like, but at the end of the day, I don't care about that. I don't care about eating no crow. Like, for the Saints, I don't care. I don't care at the end of the day, man. Look, I will be wrong as rain. Like, I'm telling you. Like, I will sit, man, bro. Y'all won't believe the apology song I will make if Chris Olave emerged into that number one that the Saints expect him to be. Do you hear me? Like, I'm telling you, like that. Like, I'm not even wired like that. Like, I'm not sitting up here hiding from anybody. Like, but at the same time, if you're gonna tell me I'm wrong, I like you to put the entire context of what I said, not just the simple fact that you trying to tell me that I'm wrong. Just to try to run with a narrative like, oh man, he always talking. But like, it's amazing. Like my comments for the most part by people that don't understand never is in full context. And thus you become the Saints fan that's known as being a hater, which I don't like. Why would I sit up here since 2018, make 1,800 shows just to hate on a team that I grew up loving since I was 4 years old? That's beyond me. Tyler, height definitely helps both wide receiver and quarterback. Don't explain yourself to anyone. We all were just frustrated. We got the win. TJ, where are you on the A&M receiver Concepcion? I mean, I think he's pretty good, man. Pretty solid receiver. I ain't really too big on his size though, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that the New Orleans Saints need a guy with a little bit more size than he has. But I mean, other than that, I mean, I think he's very talented. Really good route runner. But I just think that the Saints need a little bit a guy with a little bit more size at receiver. Like Jameis Winston eating Jackson Dart's fingers. TJ will put up with Crow Sting from WCW as long, man. I don't care. Like I said, I do not care. TJ, keep the crow on deck. Yeah, absolutely, man. You never know when you have to pull out the crow, man. You never know when you got to pull out the crow. I'm telling y'all, man. Never know. Never know when you have to pull out the bowl, man. So, yeah, you got to keep it on deck. We showed that you be right when we continue to pull up. Yeah, man. Look, man, that's all I'm saying. Like, I just like my thoughts and my opinions in context. Give up that number 1 pick for 2 firsts. This a rebuild. Well, if you end up like finding something in Tyler Shough, if he can build off this momentum he has in this game over the next 7 weeks, then you can go out here, and maybe think about doing something like that. Maybe you can get multiple first-round picks, from a team. I can't lie. I wanted Rattler to be the guy, but if Shough is the better quarterback, then who that? Yep. Plain and simple. Some takes just be radically wrong. I mean, but that's with anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like that's with anybody. Like, I don't know, man. Like you have enough of these takes, or have enough of these like thoughts and views on certain situations. You're gonna get them wrong. Like that's just what it is. It's just like if you're like what are we like following people? We following people because we feel like they right about stuff all the time. Like I guarantee you, the most well-respected sports prognosticators like will sit at a desk and constantly, and get things wrong. Like it just happens. It just happens, man. But at the same time, like you're not going to always get everything perfect. You see things, you make opinions based on what you're actually, what is presented to you at the time. And when you might get it right, you might get it wrong. But sitting up here saying, oh, you said this, oh, you said that, like, man, you live long enough. And I ain't even got to be with sports. You live long enough, eventually you're going to say something or do something that's wrong. And you're going to have to like be like, okay, man, it is what it is. Like this was what I thought. You're going to misinterpret something. You're going to like, give a wrong take about it. But I don't feel like I was wrong. I don't feel like I was wrong about what I said about Tyler Shough or anybody. You know what I'm saying? I don't. Like the only thing I said about Tyler Shough, I said the Saints need to get themselves a quarterback, a Fernando Mendoza or Dante Moore, somebody that can provide a spark. I said somebody that's going to be able to, to put the team on his back and generate some level of excitement. But I also left a disclaimer. I said that's only if Tyler Shough over the next 8 weeks don't show you anything. Now I say if Tyler Shough showed you something, then it opens up endless possibilities for you to be able to get a wide receiver or a pass rush or whatever. But it's up to Tyler Shough. That's what I said. And I was still like, that's wrong. Like if Tyler Shough would come out here for 8 weeks and look like slaw, why in the world wouldn't you want to go after a quarterback? But if he looks good and he continues to build on the momentum we're seeing today, there's no need. I think Dante Moore going back to school. If he going to the Jets, I'll go back to school. If the Jets the number one pick in the draft, I'm going back to school. I thought they were going to lose today myself. Well, I mean, I picked the Saints to win. I picked them to win. Let's see. The take game isn't easy, bro. I'm just giving you problems. No, I mean, look, like I said, I just do it based on what I actually see. But like I said, I mean, we never have all the answers. That's why I say, man, like I never like it's hard for me to sit up here and like in a short period of time, like look at a guy and be like, man, I don't think this dude is it. Like it take a while for me to like to come up with that. I look at moments. Like I look at moments in a game. like, okay, man, are they looking towards you? Like, are you coming down with the football? Are you making the play to win the game? Are you extending plays? Are you getting that sack? Are you getting that game in an interception? Like, those are the things that I try to like base my opinion on. But I never like sit up here and just tell somebody like, okay, man, all hope is lost with him. Like, it take a lot. Like, it take a lot for me to be sitting up here like, man, this dude ain't got no hope, none. I say like, okay, man, this guy isn't a number one guy, or I think they need to go in this direction, this, that, and the third. But it's like for somebody like, man, they ain't got no redeeming qualities. That take a lot, man. Who that baby? TJ mock draft has us taking Fernando Mendoza number 1 overall. I don't know anything about the kid. Where are you on him? I think dude is a dog, clutch player, accurate quarterback, can make those throws, man. Also, man, like just a tactician out there. I think that he's a really good quarterback. He's a really good quarterback, and whoever gets him, or let me take that back. If you go to the Jets, he doomed. But anybody else, like other than the Jets, guy gonna be flirting with Rookie of the Year. TJ, you solid, bro. Keep pushing. The Saints won today. That's what we want. TJ, bro, Tyler looks good. The Falcons don't have a first-round pick. I think Dante Moore going back to school. I think I already read that. Read a few more, then we're going to go ahead and get up out of here, man. 572 people watching this right now. I ask that you hit the like button. Please hit the like button. It's like so many episodes that we've had. And, like, man, we be having like 600-700 people watching the show. And then I go back on and have like 100-200 likes. Like, if everybody hit the like button, this will help the channel to grow. And some people are like talking about, I ain't see the notifications. I don't be seeing you pop up on the YouTube channel. Like, that's the reason why sometimes, man. We got like help a brother out. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, man. Help the channel to grow. Like so many times, like I type in New Orleans Saints, I don't even see the channel. Like, gotta help the algorithm find your boy. And you do that by hitting the like button. 3 teams, fans are mad for week 10 over a loss. One is happy a little bit, but ready for some more trades on offense and defense on the Saints offense season. Well, we ain't getting no more trades. I mean, what you see is what you get. This is what they're going to roll with for the rest of the season. I mean, any changes now is going to be at the end. Mendoza reminds me of a younger Kirk Cousins. Yeah, I can kind of see that. I kind of see that. I would say Kirk Cousins. I see a little bit of he got a little Jared Goff in him too, man. I see Jared Goff. He's not a guy that's looking to run, but he's a little bit, he's more athletic than a lot of people give him credit for. TJ, is the Jets NFL purgatory now or us? Nah, bro, it's the Jets. It is the Jets. No doubt about it, it's the Jets. I see us beating Atlanta in 2 weeks. Yeah, 87 likes. Hit them likes, yo. Yeah, 87 likes, man. Come on, man. Don't do your boy like that. Please hit the like button. Adrian Peterson, the way he threw that ball. When I seen him throw that ball, I was like, oh my God. When I seen him do that ball. Yeah, man, look, when I seen him throw that ball, Juwan Johnson, man, like, I was like, man, homeboy, because I ain't gonna lie, man, like, I think everybody was thinking it. Everybody was thinking it. When the Saints got the ball on that first drive, right? When they got that ball on that first drive and it was like they was backed up, I think everybody was like, oh, here we go again. Here come that 3 and out. Then all of a sudden, here come Tyler Shough breaking out the sack. Because at first, man, he was under the rest. I was like, oh, here we go. Then all of a sudden, he breaks out, rolls to the left, and slings that rock down there to a wide open Juwan Johnson. I'm like, oh, snap. I'm like, homie came to play. And we got Juwan Jennings with a touchdown for the San Francisco 49ers. I'm watching NFL Red Zone right now, too. It's right in front of me, folks. Let's see. Black Crow or attention to the haters about Shough or Spencer Rattler with quarterback like that. Don't pay attention to these people about Tyler Shough. He did good on the field for real, for real. Well, it's not like it's so much about that, man. I mean, look, hating gonna come with the territory, but at the end of the day, like, I don't mind people expressing their opinion. Just don't put it out, take it out of context. TJ, you missed my highlighted comment. Your highlighted comment. Let me see. I'm sorry, Tyra. Thank you very much for the $5. Says at least we won't get swept by them. LOL. Hey Panthers, y'all are officially on sweep notice. See y'all in New Orleans next month. All right, thank you, Tyra. Yeah, look, man, they definitely on notice, man. And then on top of that, like I mentioned, I mean, they just thought for sure, like I'm talking about, man, I was going back to, you know, they crop up and chop up the NFC South roundtable clips. And, you know, and in the comments, man, I mean, they were just going in. They were like, man, this dude said that the Saints going to beat the Carolina Panthers. Like, that was just out of the realm of possibility. Like, I'm talking about them, like, playing against the Kansas City Chiefs or, you know, like the Eagles or something. I'm like, man, wait a minute. Like, y'all have improved, but y'all ain't, like, unstoppable or nothing like that, you know. TJ, can you tell them we are not the number one in the draft anymore? Yeah, the Saints are the number one team. They don't have the number one pick. The Titans do. The Saints got the number 2 pick, followed by the Giants. All right, so they number 2 now. TJ, which was more feminine, that Adrian Peterson clip or that Dennis Allen walk? I don't know, man. I mean, that Dennis Allen walk, you know, like that did look a little bit, you know, feminine, but I would have to say that Adrian Peterson, the way he said that. Yeah, TJ, you live in the Carolinas, huh? Yep. Yeah, man, they was talking mad noise, man. They were talking mad noise, but you know, I was on two Carolina Panthers podcast shows. Shouts out to my guy Clay. Shouts out to Ryan Smith. I was on this show. And, you know, I was just talking. It was like, who I think was going to win. I said, I think the Saints going to win. They kind of like, were kind of taken back with that. They was just kind of taken back with it. So I was like, okay. You know, because I was like, man, I believe the Saints going to win. I was like, I ain't going to pick them too many times this season, but I felt that they had a really good chance of winning this game.
When I seen him throw that ball, I was like, oh, my God.
And I seen him throw that ball. But I guarantee you that's what the Carolina Panthers was thinking. Like, when they seen him throw that ball to Juwan Johnson, they knew it was going to be a long, long day. Already read that clip back for you, man. TJ, you think the NFL will ever replace that turf? Hopefully one day. Speaking of NFL, man, I would be remiss. I said it on the earlier show, but rest in peace to former NFL Commissioner Paul Tagliabue. You know, Paul Tagliabue was the NFL commissioner. That was the one I grew up watching. You know, he was an NFL commissioner for a long time. Let me make sure I'm gonna go ahead and pull up his his information here. I mean, he started off as a lawyer. Of course, he became the NFL commissioner. He was the NFL commissioner. He was the 5th commissioner of the NFL. All right, he was born in 1940. He passed away on today at the age of 84 years old. He leaves behind his spouse, Chandler Minter. They had 2 kids together. And I want to make sure that I get a timeline of when he became the NFL commissioner. So, I mean, he was the NFL commissioner for a hot minute. I mean, a absolute hot minute. And I'm going to tell y'all this right here. Every Saints fan should be forever indebted to Paul Tagliabue. I mean, during his commissionership, the NFL added 4 new franchises while keeping the Saints in New Orleans following Hurricane Katrina. Because you got to keep in mind, I mean, the Saints were thinking about leaving, going to San Antonio. Paul Tagliabue stepped in and said, no, that ain't going to happen. All right. So the reason why the Saints are still being called the New Orleans Saints as of right now to this day had a lot to do with Paul Tagliabue and the efforts to keep the Saints in New Orleans, because he understood what this team meant to the region and the entire city of New Orleans. So you may not know who Paul Tagliabue is, but you might be a little bit too young to realize who he was. You probably came in during the Goodell era, but Paul Tagliabue played a major role. I mean, a huge role in the New Orleans Saints staying, in the city. But he was, like I said, he was the commissioner majority of my young life. I can just remember him. He had he wasn't a very like boisterous guy, had that real mild mannered voice and stuff like that, you know, when he used to go to the podium to announce those draft picks. But yeah, man, he was the commissioner, man. He also spearheaded a lot of the things that helped Roger Goodell lead the NFL into to the stratosphere that is in right now. So rest in peace to the legendary, and I do mean legendary, Paul Tagliabue. Hey TJ, that crow on deck. Let's see. Given the Saints profile, says my profile pic says it's all the Saints were in their bag today. Yeah, they were in their bags today. So a lot of people that probably went to the game with a bag took it off. They probably took the bag off. Yeah, I understand he helped in a bounty scandal against the Saints. You gotta correct that, bro. You gotta correct that. Hold on. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this clear. Roger Goodell, this was during a time when Roger Goodell was the new commissioner. He had this whole new sheriff in town type thing. He was going out here giving suspensions here, fines there, this, that, and the third, right? He ended up making it into an issue so bad that Paul Tagliabue had to jump in to kind of play damage control. So to say that it was his fault, no. The fact that things weren't as bad or worse as they could have been under Goodell, because Goodell was like going to like just completely like without any context, like any type of like research, none of that stuff. Like this happened, hearsay, he said, she says type stuff. We gonna make this thing happen. Nah, Paul Tagliabue jumped in because your boy Roger was making this thing look like an absolute issue. So, I mean, a lot of the like he came in with damage control because Roger made such a big fuss about it. They had to make something of monumental significance happen, and that was about as light as they possibly could give because Paul Tagliabue came in and said, "Man, what the heck y'all doing?" So. Paul Tagliabue, yeah, he was the guy that jumped in after Roger Goodell just completely jumped out the window. Y'all did it. We know y'all did it. He did this. He said this. She said this. Nah. So Paul Tagliabue like, man, what a mess. Well, we got to at least do this. All right, but anyway, I'm going to my first game against the Falcons. Hopefully we can get that dub. Yeah, hopefully they can for you, man. How you do that there? Rest in peace to Young Bleed. We love you, and I love you, Young Bleed. And shouts out to Young Bleed, man. May he rest in peace. Roger Goodell tripping like Big Worm for Friday. Yeah, man. I mean, look, Paul Tagliabue jumped in. You got to keep in mind, he was retired. And the NFL, the owner was like, man, look, please, Paul, come in, man. He messing things up for everybody. Because Paul was not happy. He was not happy about that. That when I seen him gets me every time. When I seen him throw that ball. Paul saved the Saints in New Orleans. He definitely did. So, like I said, Paul Tagliabue forever should be in the hearts of the Who Dat Nation. Rather, you kind of were introduced to him very early in your young life, or you didn't know who this guy was because, he probably wasn't a commissioner around the time you started appreciating football. But he definitely was a guy who he saved New Orleans Saints football. So rest in peace to the legendary Paul Tagliabue. But we're going to end on that note. I want to say thank you all for checking out the State of the Saints podcast. Saints get the victory by a score of 17-7. I forgot to fail to do this before we get up out of here. Let me go ahead and give you all the stats. I don't think I gave the stats of the game. Tyler Shough, 19 of 27, 282 yards. He had 2 touchdowns in the game. Alvin Kamara, 22 carries for 83 yards, 3.8 average. Glad to see Alvin Kamara getting back on track. Devin Neal contributed 4 carries for 22 yards, 5.5 average. Taysom Hill, 7 carries for 20 yards. Tyler Shough ran the ball 4 times. Well, I guess that was involved a sack. He was a -3 yards. Let's see. Chris Olave, 5 catches for 104. Juwan Johnson, 4 catches for 92. Alvin Kamara, 3 catches for 32. Foster Monroe, 2 catches for 16. Devon Bailey, 1 catch for 15. Devon Bailey would have had a really good catch if he would have caught that ball on the sidelines. He would have got that other foot down. It would have been a spectacular catch. And I think a lot of Saints fans would have been excited about that. Zaire Mitchell-Payton came in the game, had 1 catch for 14 yards, was used in the blocking game. Then you have the defense, all right, where you have a fumble that was lost, and it was recovered by Pete Warner. So Cam Jordan actually had a forced fumble. I didn't know this, and Pete Warner ended up recovering it. All right, but you got Demario Davis, who was all over the field today, 7 tackles. Kool-Aid McKinstry was 6, did a really good job in the secondary. Pete Warner kind of feast the famine a little bit, made some plays. But he had 6 tackles in the game. Alontae Taylor, probably his best game of the season. He had 5 tackles. He always plays well against Carolina, by the way. He also had an interception. Justin Reed, 5 tackles. Isaiah Stallberg had a really good tackle on special teams. He had 4 in the game. Brian Brzee probably was one of his best games stopping the run. Danny Stutzman and Brian Brzee had 4 tackles in the game. Quincy Riley and Chase Young had 3 tackles. Chase Young was really providing pressure. He almost got a sack. It ended up going to Nathan Shepard. You have Cam Jordan had 2 tackles in the sack. Nate Shepard, who I just mentioned, had 2 tackles in the sack. Devon Garshaw with 2 tackles. Chris Rumph with 2. Ernest Sinker with 2. Isaac Gadam with 1. Carl Granderson, Jonathan Bullard, Michael Davis, and Terrell Burgess all had a tackle in the game. Those are the stats for your New Orleans Saints. Now, the New Orleans Saints will have a bye, and then they will be back the following week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Should be an exciting game. It's always good to see the Saints and the Falcons link up. A lot of trash talking, a lot of ish talking. Y'all already know how it go. And we're going to be giving you all that information and more during Saints Falcons Hate Week right here on the State of the Saints podcast. Until next time, all I got to say is, who dat?
Thank you for listening to my daddy's podcast. Please subscribe to our channel.
All I got to say is, who dat?